In week 3, you'll begin working on your annotated bibliography assignment. The directions tell you that you have to choose one of the 4 teaching areas of the Mississippi College and Career Ready Standards, which are formerly known as the Common Core State Standards. You'll have a choice to be able to research information based upon the topics teaching writing, teaching reading, teaching speaking and listening, or teaching language. You have to choose one of these topics. You won't choose all 4. Only pick one. Once you begin your research, you're going to find 3 sources related to that particular topic. These sources have to be within the last 3 years. They can't be any older than 3 years. And I want you to use these sources. I want you to get these sources from reputable information. So in order to do that and to find reputable sources, I suggest that you use the William Carey University Library databases. On the home page of our class, I've given you directions. I've given you a video that explains how to use the library databases. The databases are easy to use, and they always provide you with information that's up to date and current. And the databases are very useful because they actually show you how to cite the information using MLA standards. The database cite button actually sets up your bibliography for you. So all you have to do is actually type it into your document and use exactly the way that the setup is in the databases. On each one of the assignments, I've given specific length requirements, and I want you to be sure that you note that you're using MLA format. I do not want you to use APA. We're only using MLA. So when you go and you click on this, the assignment is here, and then the example assignment so that you can see what it needs to look like is going to be here. I'm going to briefly go through each one of these to sort of show you the way that it's mapped out here. Whenever you are setting up your assignment, you're going to have a title page, and I want you to put the name of the assignment here, and you can call it simply Annotated Bibliography. You can say Teaching Writing, Teaching Reading, etc. Your name, my name, the name of the class, the name of the university, and then the date that this is due. You're going to notice on the example here that I've given some bold-faced headings and headers to each one of the sections. I want you, whenever you type your assignment, to actually maintain these headings that are listed here. So you'll type Introduction at the top, you'll type Overview, Purpose Statement, and Justification, and then underneath each one of these I tell you exactly what it is that you're going to be doing. You're going to give a brief overview of your topic, a synopsis of what your topic's about with any type of reference citations that you use. Be sure to document them according to the last name, the date of publication, and so forth. This portion should be a minimum of at least 2 paragraphs, but could be potentially more. And remember that each paragraph needs to be a minimum of 5 sentences. I want you to come up with a purpose statement of why it is that you're completing this particular assignment. I said here that your purpose statement could look something like this. The purpose of this research is to examine if using interactive whiteboards in the classroom increases motivation for inclusion students. Please be sure that you come up with a purpose of why it is that you're researching this particular topic. That's not necessarily I'm researching this topic because I was assigned to do so. And then justification is basically you making an attempt to try to justify why it is that you're researching this information. I want you to try to come up with some type of reason why you think it's important to find information on this particular topic. This particular section here needs to be at least a minimum of 1 paragraph, and the purpose statement is going to be extremely short because you're basically just giving a statement of why it is that you're completing this information. And here, once you go to the 3rd page, you're going to see that you start at the top with the bibliography using hanging indent, that if you go over into a 2nd or 3rd line, you're going to indent, and I want you to give headers to each one of the sections. In the first section, you'll summarize, and here's a brief little summary here, and that's basically just a summary of the article that you've read. And then underneath the summary, you'll give a header that says reflection. And basically, when you reflect, you're actually telling what it is that you got from the article, what was important, what you didn't understand, what you liked, what you didn't like, and so forth. I put here at the bottom that says remember to make sure that all of this is at least 1.5 pages long, no more than 2 full pages. It says you can expand with the last paragraph if you need to, but I really don't want you to try to feel like you've got to go to 3 or 4 pages. No more than 2 is all that's necessary. I want to know what you think specifically about the article you read. Why do you think it's important, and how's that going to help you be a better educator later on? I also want you to write your reflection in the first person because this is going to be you reflecting upon what it is that you've read. After you finish, I put here that you insert a page break. Go ahead and type a number 2 at the top so that you'll know that you've dealing with your next article, and then you'll start your next summary and reflection and then proceed on into the third article. In the module, there is an example that I've provided, and you'll see that the example follows the format exactly what it is that we talked about with the title page, with the introduction and the overview, and the brief overview that cites any information, any quotes that you used, any names that go along with this particular information you can cite throughout the introductory overview part. The purpose statement tells why it is that you're completing this, and then the justification tells how this is going to actually benefit you later on. You'll notice here that each one of the summaries has the number, the bibliography at the top, the brief summary that cites any quotes that come specifically from this article by author's last name and by page number that is listed here. You'll see throughout here that that's provided for you in MLA format. And then there's a reflection to where the person reflects upon what it is that he or she has read. Page break, number 2, bibliography at the top, summary, and then reflection. And then notice that each one of these is no more than a page and a half in length. And then you go down to the third one. So try to give yourself enough time to work on this assignment, because you're dealing primarily with looking at 3 articles, but it's going to take a little time to go through and do the summaries and reflections for each one of these. And if you have any questions about anything, please feel free to send me a message via Canvas inbox.